The world as we knew it no longer exists. It's gone. I think we can all agree on that, right? The world as we knew it is gone. And so we now have this future that's on the horizon. And it's kind of scary, right? It's kind of scary a little bit. There's a lot of unknowns. And to be honest, it's kind of hard to tell what's real and what's not real, right? What do we believe? What do we not believe? There's just so many unknowns. And so today, I just kind of want to help you sort through it all. I want to help you sort through it all so that ultimately you can not only find some peace and some understanding and some joy, but so that you can begin to carve a path for yourself, to begin to carve a path for yourself that is going to keep your life moving forward. Like my friends at Carter Myers Automotive. That's their 3 words are moving lives forward, man. You want to talk about, this is a 15 dealership group. And that's what every employee there focuses on, moving lives forward, right? And so I want to do that with you today. I just want to help you find this peaceful place in the fear and in the midst and in the chaos and as the world is changing and help to move your life forward this morning. Fair enough? See, I want to keep you in a place of purpose and joy no matter what's going on out there. See, the whole purpose of the Morning Five, the reason we do it, is ultimately we're creating our own economy. We're creating our own self-individual economy that no matter what's going on in the world, ultimately it can't affect our joy. We take the time every single day to find ourselves mentally, spiritually, physically, so that we can go out there and continue to make an impact in the world. And that's what I want to do for you today. The world is crazy. There's all kinds of different things going on, all kinds of change. And I know it's a little bit of a scary place. I totally get it. And so I want to look back in time just a little bit, right? So I did some research. I looked up, like, what are some of the top 10 inventions and changes and things that have happened in the world over the last, 100 years that have been obviously completely life-changing. And of course, the internet is one of the first things that pops up. The internet, when it came out, everything changed, right? The game completely changed, and you had things like video games. The first Atari came out, and all of a sudden we were introduced to this world where we could actually interact with digital screens. And that, of course, has gone to where now all of us have these things in our pockets, these smartphones that can do incredible things like at the push of a button. It's really insane. I actually submitted a headshot for my daughter. She's trying out for The Little Mermaid. And so I took a picture with my Google Pixel, and we had it printed at Walmart. And when I went to pick it up, the guy made me sign a copyright form. He's like, "Do you have your copyright thing?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "This is a professional photo. Whoever took the photo, you need to have their copyright thing." I said, "I took the photo with my phone, man, with my smartphone." He was like, "No way. It's crazy, right?" It's crazy, the technology we have in our pockets nowadays. They say one of the top 10 inventions of all time was the toaster oven. Isn't that crazy? The toaster oven is listed as one of the top 10 inventions of all time. Game changer. All of a sudden we could toast our bagels. We could toast have our some buttered toast first thing in the morning. Game changer. The ballpoint pen. Think about life before a ballpoint pen. Think about how inconvenient it was to be able to write a letter. I mean, golly, Liza Myers-Borges, she's probably watching this morning. She normally is. But Liza has 675 employees, and she handwrites on the anniversary of the day that they started at work every year. She handwrites them a personal letter of how much she appreciates them in the company. Imagine if she had to do that without a ballpoint pen. The old quill and feather, dipping it in the ink. What a game changer the ballpoint pen was, right? Television. The invention of the television. Prior to the television, everybody was listening to this super cool invention, which was the radio, right? Like there was a time where there was no radio. There was no way for people to communicate over long ranges. They had to use like the old Pony Express, right? Another one of the top 10 inventions, they say, is the portable DVD player. Anybody have one of these suckers in their car? Anybody have the big old station wagon and you had this little portable DVD player that you sat there in the middle? Now they've got those things built into the vehicle, right? Of course, the invention of the automobile. Back in the 1920s, once they started to streamline that, what a game changer it was, right? What a game changer it was. Prior to that, man, travel was just non-existent. You didn't even think about going further than your horse could take you. And of course, over these 100 years, we've had tons of things that have happened in history, things like the civil rights movement. And of course, we've had presidents that were assassinated at certain times. We've had presidents that we all loved that made huge impacts in our country. And we've had things like Cold War and terrorist attacks on 9/11. And see, each step along the way has literally paved the way for the next. And now, right now, in today's day and age, things are moving even faster than ever. We are so connected. We are so connected with our networks and so connected with data and information and opportunity. It's tremendous. And it truly is amazing and it is powerful, yet it does come at a price. There's a story in the beginning of the Bible, a story of Adam and Eve and the tree of knowledge. And in the story of Adam and Eve, there's a utopia, there's a man and the woman, and everything is perfect. And ultimately, there's a serpent that comes, and the serpent tells Eve that the reason that God says you cannot eat from the tree of knowledge, he didn't want us to have the wisdom. He didn't want us to share the wisdom, and ultimately planted this seed that led to Adam and Eve eating from the tree of knowledge. And the instant that they ate from the tree of knowledge, as soon as they bit into that apple, all of a sudden, the guilt, the shame, all of these things came into our world. They came into us as man and as woman. And we went from a utopian society to one that has the challenges that we have today. From that point forward, God promised that we would have challenges, that we would face things like death, that life would not be a utopian society of any way, shape, or form. And though it's really unfortunate that happened in that moment for those two. If you really think about it, that was the beginnings. That was the cultivation of everything that is great and that is grand today. That was the very beginning. That tragic moment ultimately has led to all that we have today, all of civilization, all of the amazing people that exist on this planet, all of the amazing experiences that you experience every day. I mean, if you think over time, if you think and develop all of the incredible human beings, the amazing acts of kindness, the brilliant and beautiful people all over the world, if you think about that, if you think about how through the tragedies, through the different things, we're able to push through, we're able to persevere. As human beings, we've grown and we've evolved. We're making an impact in other people's lives on such an incredible scale. It's truly beautiful. It's beautiful. And so, though now we do see darkness and we do see tragedy and we do see devastation, the beauty that ultimately radiates from us as human beings is beyond belief. You just have to look for it, friends. You just have to look for it. You just have to find it. You see, there are amazingly kind gestures that are happening all around you. Amazingly kind, they may seem meaningless, they may seem simple, But there are amazingly kind gestures that are happening every single day around every single corner. There are human beings that are making a massive impact on this planet in such incredible ways. And I know in the media it says things like there's a 2% fatality rate on this thing called the coronavirus. And what I want to tell you here on Monday morning is there's a 98% recovery rate. 98% of people, of strong human beings, 98% of the ones that do get sick are going to come through strong and powerful. I think they say there's like 90,000 cases of this thing. Well, there's 9 billion people without this case. There's 9 billion people that are waking up today in a powerful way with an opportunity to live life, to go out and to make an impact on other people's lives. You see, my friends, listen. You are here on this planet to impact other people. That's why we're here. That's the dash. Beginning date, expiration date. In the middle, it's your job to make an impact in other people's lives. That's it. Now, how you choose to do that is ultimately going to determine your destiny. You see, some are going to choose to feed the problems that we have in the world. And then there are those that are going to choose to feed and serve each other out there in the world. My question is, which one are you going to be? Saturday, my mom and the Twang sisters, they all joined forces. They all joined forces with Southland Christian Church to pack over 1 million meals. In a day and a half, they packed over 1 million meals that will ultimately feed 4,000 children. 4,000 children for a year, because they spent their weekend packing over 1 million meals. The last words I want to leave you with, my friends, is instead of spending your time and your hard-earned dollars stocking up on toilet paper and hand sanitizer, do me a favor. Take that same time, take those same dollars, go make an impact in somebody else's lives. I promise you it'll take you so much further. Everything that happens in the world is with reason. Because, see, you and I, all of us, we're all children of God. The God of the universe, the God who made everything, made us to become the absolute best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. And so in doing so, he's given us this ability, this power to make an impact in other people's lives by our decisions. Decisions that may seem small or meaningless to you. A decision to wake up early, a decision to go out and do something kind, a kind gesture to buy a coffee, to share an umbrella, or any of the other list of amazing things that young lady did. Those decisions, those seemingly meaningless, they make an impact. They make an impact on you. They make an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers. Today, even you just showing up here has made an impact on me. And I, for one, absolutely love you for it. I do. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. Go out there and make an impact, friends. We're going to be all right. This is a stepping stone that takes us to the next level. That's what it is. People will pull together. If we do it if we find that space in the morning so we can find our passion and our joy and we can serve others, I promise, we're going to be okay.